One of the biggest lessons that I took away from 2020 was just how important resilience is. Resilience in these incredibly uncertain and stressful times meant the difference between constant anxiety and having a productive and joyful year. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a Kung Fu and Tai Chi teacher based out of Boulder, Colorado. And since May of last year, I've been teaching my classes outdoors at a park rather than indoors at my studio. So this past summer, we had many classes where it was over 90 degrees outside. And we even had classes where we practiced in the rain or during thunderstorms. And currently in winter, many of our classes are in sub-freezing temperatures. And sometimes it'll even be snowing or there will be snow on the ground, and all of the classes start after it's already dark outside. So we have to use portable work lights in order to light up an area to train in. The reason I mention all of this is because the idea of resilience has been on my mind lately. When I Google the definition of resilience, I get the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. But how do we actually develop this capacity, or what does it even mean to be resilient? At its core, resiliency requires that we have the ability to allow ourselves to feel the way we feel, to not resist how we're actually feeling in the moment through distraction, avoidance, or numbing ourselves. It's about having the courage to be fully present with what is, even when we're experiencing feelings such as overwhelm, frustration, or even boredom. Because it's only when we give ourselves the space to feel do we realize that our feelings are not permanent, that we're constantly changing, growing, and evolving. And so, what if we knew how innately resilient we actually are? What if we knew that we would always grow and evolve through challenges or periods of uncertainty? What if we really trusted that? How might we show up differently? I know for my students, because I have attendance and quarterly testing requirements, there's not a single one of them that did not get stronger both mentally and physically during 2020. Even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty in the world, they kept training. They kept showing up as best as they could in each moment, with whatever came their way. In fact, one of my students even mentioned last week that it will be really different when all of this is over with and we are able to return to training indoors at the studio again. The excuses that we once told ourselves that might have felt acceptable will now feel pretty lame after having trained outdoors in the frigid temperatures all winter long. If we hadn't practiced this summer in the rain, we wouldn't know what it would be like to practice in the rain. If we hadn't practiced in sub-freezing temperatures in the snow, we wouldn't know what it would be like to practice in sub-freezing temperatures in the snow. And so it's just like life. If we don't try, we will never know. In this way, when we constantly push the boundary of what is acceptable to us or what we feel we are capable of, we are training our resiliency. We are training ourselves to resist ourselves less. Our mental stories, our what ifs or what should be's. I'm sure we've all gotten swept away by our fear-based thoughts at times. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this person does this? Or what if this person does that? When we train our resiliency, we are actually learning that we can trust ourselves to know how we are feeling in the moment, that we can actually sit with what is, and that will be okay, and that we will come out on the other end stronger and even more resilient. We are often more capable than we give ourselves credit to be. And to me, there's a link between resiliency and creativity. When we are more resilient, we can be more open to new ideas and experiences. And when we are more creative, we are more able to look at situations from different perspectives. Training resiliency is a skill to be developed like building a muscle. It takes practice. But the more we train it, the more we will learn to ask ourselves, how can I, whenever we come up against an obstacle or challenge in life, rather than coming up with all the reasons or excuses why we can't. There are a ton of quotes online about regret and not trying, so I'll leave you here with this one by Michelangelo. Well, it's often attributed to Michelangelo, but it's disputed whether he actually said it or not. I guess it doesn't really matter who said it, because it captures the point I'm trying to make. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. And with that, I'm going to end this video. Let me know in the comments below how you are training your resiliency, or how could you train your resiliency if you wanted to start. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please give this video a like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And please make sure you're subscribed if you're interested in seeing more content like this. I am so grateful for each and every one of you who watches and supports this channel. I know it's been a minute since I posted my last video. I truly appreciate everyone who reached out to me on Instagram and Facebook to see if I was okay. I've been directing my time and energy on some projects outside of YouTube, but I plan to return to regularly posting videos on this channel soon. So thanks so much for being here. I hope everyone is doing well and having a wonderful start to 2021.